fellow bobbers. Welcome home. And today we've got a Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1 reaction with our dear friend, Adam Roberts.
Hello there.
Adam, tell us a bit about your Star Wars expertise.
I love Star Wars. When I was a young Padawan, I should say, I loved the OG Star Wars movies. I remember watching the Clone Wars cartoon series. And for some reason, halfway through Season 2, I just kind of stopped watching and I just kind of went on with my life for a couple years. And you might be thinking to yourself, wow, he calls himself a true Star Wars fan? How dare he? So for 6 years, I just kind of forgot about Star Wars. But then it all just came flooding back. Because I love the prequels as well, but it was a little bit after I'd watched the prequels that I kind of dropped off the map. Mandalorian also helped a lot, but then I just got way back into it. And I watched almost every piece of Star Wars content out there, at least watchable content. And then my friend here, Brandon Nish Kebab, followed suit. So yeah,
that's all true. If Adam were the Padawan, he is now the master, and he took me under his wing and told me that there's more to Star Wars than just the movies. And since then, I've watched everything, just like him. So
yep,
we're nerds now. Just fun.
Oh yeah.
The Mandalorian show has really done a good job of expanding the universe, and I really like what they've done with the characters. And now that Adam and I are on the same page here, I thought it'd be fun to kind of open it up for people who maybe seen just the movies and maybe Mandalorian up until this point, and kind of let you guys know some of the things you might want to know going forward, and just kind of talk about the universe. So with that, Season 3, Episode 1 had a couple cool things in it.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, tell me a bit about space whales, just basic. If you've never heard about space whales in Star Wars, tell me a little bit about that. We're doing the basic stuff here.
So the space whales, forgive me, but I forgot what they're called.
I don't care.
But
if you haven't seen off of the movies, you wouldn't know either. So
yeah, basically in Star Wars Rebels, there are these giant space whales, but it's the front is a whale and the back is these tentacles, kind of like an octopus. But inside those tentacles, you see these flashing lights, and the lights are similar to the hyperspace because they invented hyperspace jumping, or they can actually do that. And the space whales, they feed off of gas, like fuel for the spaceships in Star Wars. They feed off of that. They eat that stuff, which makes sense. If they eat that, obviously that's going to help them boost to, hyperspeed or whatever. They're super cool. They kind of just roam the galaxy. A lot of people hate them though, because people run into them and crash and burn. They're the equivalent of a deer, but in space. You're just driving down the mountain, a deer crosses, wrecks your car. They can get in your hyperspace lane and cause some massive damage. But yeah, that's a little bit about the space whales.
They invented a hyperdrive, or they helped inspire the hyperdrives in all the spaceships. And at the end of Rebels, there's a big standoff. Spoiler alert. There's a big standoff between Ezra and Thrawn. And they're fighting, and the whales just take both of them and shoot off into space. So now we don't know where Ezra is, or Thrawn. Yeah. So that's why they're important. Let's see. There's also pirates. There's pirates in this episode. Mm-hmm. Pirates in Star Wars are actually a pretty big thing, bigger than I realized. Mm-hmm. Tell me a bit of the history of the pirates.
Pirates, just the most classic is Hondo Ohnaka from the Clone Wars series, and he comes back in Rebels as this geezer. He's not even wearing his cool pirate outfit. He's wearing his skimpy jumpsuit, and he's just walking around.
He's just chilling.
But the pirates, they are formidable. You got the Jedi, the Sith, the Mandalorians. The pirates are their own thing. They're not just a little
at least a little faction.
Yeah. With Hondo's crew, they have a whole race. Their race, their species, it seems they all want to be pirates. They have never really shown one of those guys just being a normal Joe Schmo on the street, just hey, they're all pirates.
They're always up to something shady.
Yeah, and then they hire a ton of other people, the Pikes, or I don't know who else. Like, there's just a ton of different alien types that we've seen bullying people who also join the pirates. But yeah, they don't care what faction you are. They just want money. Like, I just love Hondo because he's like, anything that increases my profits, I will do it. He teams up with the Sith, he makes profits. Teams up with the Jedi, makes profits. Like, he'll do whatever. Like, but they're awesome.
One of my favorite episodes, Hondo captures Count Dooku and Obi-Wan
Yes,
and
the
Anakin, and they're all just
chain
handcuffed together.
together.
It's awesome. It was such a
That's
nice.
so funny.
Yes, the pirates are great. They're just classic pirates. Bo-Katan and the dark saber briefly. Like whoever has the dark saber controls the Mandalorians, right? And Bo-Katan wants it.
Yep, but she has to fight Din to get it. But she doesn't want to because he's dead and he'll kill her.
Get roasted.
Sorry.
Uh,
Any of you out there think Bo Katan could take Din? I'm
no
sorry.
freaking way. There's no way.
Uh,
Let's see. Bo-Katan is also Obi-Wan had a girlfriend,
mm-hmm.
and Obi-Wan's
His
girlfriend, yeah, the sisters.
sister, her sister was the ruler of Mandalore for a time before she got assassinated by Darth Maul. Yeah, that was really sad to watch.
Last thing I wanted to cover was a bit of the history of the planet Mandalore.
That's a good question. I'd have to brush up on my Mandalore.
No worries. From what I remember, maybe this will jog a better answer from you, is I thought that there was a really big explosion or it got hit by
Yeah,
something.
I just remember there's a bunch of terrorism and crap going on down there.
Hmm.
And then because they had Darth Maul, he was the ruler of Mandalore. He turned the Mandalorians against each other with the Death Watch,
Hmm.
and he killed their leader. He installed these fake leaders. There's a bunch of war and fighting. So the city itself and a lot of the colonies were blown up. But I think afterwards the Empire came over and just blasted them to bits. Because I remember, no, they swept the planet
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Remember, there's a scene where you see these the same droid K2 Urso or whatever, or K, what's his face? The droid from Rogue One, those
Oh,
like
yeah.
assault droids or
The big
whatever,
guys. Yeah.
big dudes. There was tons of those and the little probe droids flying around. They're sweeping to make sure everyone's dead, and so they were. It seemed like an extermination order, honestly. So,
Hmm.
and that's, yeah, those explosions and Star Destroyers just blasting it. I think that's what ended up glassing the planet in a way. The
One,
Purge.
Darth Maul did a number on that planet because not only did he come in as like ruler of the Mandalorian, but he also like became ruler of a couple of crime syndicates too and like intermingled
Oh
the
yeah.
like the groups where it's like, all right, well, I have blackmail on all of you, so better do what I
I
say or else.
yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the rest of the series of Star Wars, like beyond the Phantom Menace, did Maul really well. Like first,
Yeah.
he was still cool on his own. Even like, I think that was what was cool, is that no one knew anything about him. He just like didn't say anything. He was just quiet and looking scary and double lightsaber, you know. But
Hmm.
like his whole arc with like the legs and like really like he's everywhere,
Yeah.
and he's one of the coolest Siths ever. But back in the day, you're just like, oh, he's that one, the dual lightsaber dude who's really cool for a second, but then he's gone.
Looks
But
like the
now he's like,
devil. Yeah.
now he's literally the devil. He controls the strings. He's like the puppet master, and he just goes everywhere. And he hates Palpatine because he's ticked at him, which is
Hmm.
interesting. So
Oh yeah. I remember that was the one 'cause we saw the Han Solo Star Wars story, right?
mhm.
And at the end there's a cameo of Maul and I was
Yeah,
like,
he's like in the hologram. He's like, "What's up?"
ah! I know I watched that before I watched all the other shows and I was like, Maul's still alive. And
Wait,
then
that's how you figured out Maul was still alive, was through Solo?
yep.
Ah.
And that's actually like way back when that was the first thing that was like, maybe I should watch the animated series.
Yeah, you're like, because that's where
Yeah.
I found. I remember when I saw the episode where he like got the legs or whatever. I was like, what? Like, I thought it was cool, but part of you was like, wow, like,
We're
are
going
you
this
kidding
way.
me? Because you think Obi-Wan's so cool for killing Maul, but then you're like, oh, he didn't actually kill him. Yeah, I thought they were just kind of milking it, but the way they did Maul afterwards and like, yeah, how much he shows up like in Solo and like everything and the impact he has on everything is super cool. I love, love, love his interactions with Ahsoka.
Oh
because
yeah.
he becomes like Anakin version 2 to Ahsoka, where he's like, "Come with me, like we're both running away from the Jedi and the Sith." Like, yeah, he's the rogue who ran away from the Sith, and Ahsoka's the rogue who ran away from the Jedi. And so it's interesting; they're both rogues. But again, Ahsoka is like, "I still got standards. I'm not gonna be a psycho and murder everyone." So see ya.
Oh yeah. Well, he also Maul also trains Ezra for a while, doesn't he?
That yeah, he literally does, which I think is
Dude,
insane that
that's
Ezra like
nuts.
just trusts him.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty weird.
Ooh, yeah.
He's so good though. I love
It's
Maul.
really good a character. Yeah, really good character. Anyway, yeah, Mandalore's beat the crap. They got glassed. Anything else you want to talk about?
Um, I don't know. I'm excited for what's in store. There's a lot, I'm sure, that needs to happen or other things to happen that we know will happen.
I think that'll do it then. Uh, Thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed our reaction and our nerdy comments. If you want to check out some of the religious themes that we talked about, go check out Adam's channel over on Gospel Geeks. We'll be sending all that over his way.
That was good.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Adam. You're the man. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks. See
Bye.
ya. Bye.